Islamist Democrat Ilhan Omar has been removed from the U.S. Foreign Affairs Committee. Omar has been accused of pandering to Islamist radicals and terrorists globally. Omar is also known for anti-Semitic hate and anti-India comments on a regular basis. Omar had in 2019 apologized for suggesting that the Republican support of Israel was fueled by donations from a pro-Israeli lobby group. Republicans, who have a narrow House majority, wanted her off the Foreign Affairs Committee over this remark. Omar had visited Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in 2022, wherein she promised to mainstream Pakistan's concerns with India. She had showed no compassion or knowledge about the plight of Kashmiri Pandits.
This debate today, it's about who gets to be an American. What opinions do we have to have to be counted as Americans? This is what this debate is about, Madam Speaker. There is this idea that you are a suspect if you are an immigrant, or if you are from certain parts of the world, or a certain skin tone, or a Muslim. It is no accident that members of the Republican Party accused the first black president, Barack Obama, of being a secret Muslim. So I will continue to speak up because representation matters. I will continue to speak up for little kids who wonder who's speaking up for them. I will continue to speak up for families around the world who are seeking justice, whether they are displaced in refugee camps or they are hiding under their beds somewhere like I was, waiting for the bullets to stop. Because this child, survivor of war, would have wanted that. The 9-year-old me would be disappointed if I didn't talk about the victims of conflict. I didn't come to Congress to be silent. I came to Congress to be their voice. And my leadership and voice will not be diminished if I am not on this committee for one term. My voice will get louder and stronger, and my leadership will be celebrated around the world as it has been. So take your vote or not. I am here to stay, and I am here to be a voice against harms around the world and advocate for a better world. I yield back.
She said the American military was equal to Hamas and the Taliban, from a member of the Foreign Affairs. She said Americans only like Israel because it's all about the Benjamins. And 3 years later she said, I didn't know there's a trope when it comes to referring to someone who's Jewish with money. She said on 9/11, as a member of Congress, as an individual who's sitting on Foreign Affairs, something happened that day. What does that say to other people around the world? What does that say to somebody else who wants to create another 9/11 America? I'm sorry. It's not right. We were right in our action, and she can serve on other committees. But it puts America in jeopardy, and I'm not going to do that under my watch. And it's fair in the process, unlike them.
When you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes, and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened.
Today's resolution, as it relates to Representative Omar, details 6 statements she made as a sitting member of Congress that under the totality of the circumstances disqualify her from serving on the Committee on Foreign Affairs. It is important to note that this resolution is very narrowly tailored and does not prevent Representative Omar from serving on other committees.
Where are the free speech warriors today? The hypocrisy is obvious to the American people. You are showing who you all are, really.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Omar will not be silenced.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Congressman Omar,
the gentlewoman's time has expired.
To be clear, the representative can say whatever the heck she wants, but we don't have to accept it. or embrace it. Individuals who hold such hateful views should rightly be barred from that type of committee. We cannot let the poisonous ideology of anti-Semitism permeate into policy decisions that impact the lives of millions of Jews around the world.
India Today spoke to Aarti Tikku, who was shut down by Ilhan Omar when she raised questions regarding the persecution of Kashmiri Hindus in 2019 during the U.S. congressional hearings. Listen in.
What is your first thought? Because I remember when you were speaking at that point, there was these constant sarcastic smiles by Ilhan Omar. You were not being allowed to give your views properly, and you literally had to battle your way into giving your perspective too. It was clear that her bias was out in the open. What is your first thought today, Aarti?
Well, Pooja, I stand vindicated today. Finally, the truth has prevailed, and I'm really glad that Republicans have shown her the boot from the U.S. Foreign Affairs Committee. Ilhan Omar is fundamentally a bigot, an Islamist and a jihadist who stands by Pakistan's cross-border terrorism, who stands by Al-Qaeda, who justifies and apologizes for all Islamic radical groups. And unfortunately, she had the platform of U.S. Foreign Affairs Committee for 5 years because of Democrats, because Democrats keep appeasing Islamists and jihadists. There is a nexus between the left and Islamists in the US and in fact in most of the democracies in the world. And finally, Republicans have done the course correction. They have shown her the door. They have in fact ensured that she was disgracefully exited from this Foreign Affairs Committee.